is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are chemo buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wow, it is Monday morning again. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. It was Independence Day weekend. I'm feeling a little tired, but I know it's Monday, so I'm re-energized. I'm trying to get myself awake. 1 second, please. Got to have some coffee first thing in the morning. The taste of coffee. The smell of coffee, it's one of those things that really wake me up in the morning. That whole idea of what wakes you up in the morning, what gets you up and going, that's what it's all about. So now that I had that one more sniff, one more sip, I'm all ready. So hello and welcome to You're Selling Too Hard. My name is Marty Jalove with Master Happiness, and I am right here every Monday at 8 a.m. on the Diamond Factor Experience. My show here on the Diamond Factor Experience is all about you're selling too hard. Now, keep in mind something that it's not all about salespeople, because whether you're selling a product or a service, or you are just trying to convince yourself to get up in the morning, okay, you are always selling. And like I always say, friends, if you are not having fun, you're selling too hard. So today, I want to drive home a message to you. And the message is, make it sizzle, okay? Make it sizzle. And I'm not just talking about your sales presentation. I am talking about every single thing in life. Look at this. This entire past week or so, we've been looking forward to 4th of July, right? It's coming around the corner. Here it comes. You know, the big 3-day weekend. This is going to be exciting. We're working on it. And then we get here and we rush our way through it. We're like, oh, I gotta have the barbecue grill going. Maybe I'm going to the beach, just going to hang out with some friends, talk with them, have a couple of cocktails or something like that. But we're rushing through life, okay, instead of remembering to make every single day sizzle. Okay, so that's why I started off today. I'm a little tired because I packed in a year's worth of fun into a short weekend. I did so much, but I wanted to take advantage of every single opportunity I can. Because if you know me, you know that I want every moment in my life to sizzle. I want something exciting to happen so I can move to the next one, look forward to the day after the day after the day, and I want you to do the same thing. So although this show is all about selling, it's also about just enjoying life. So how many of you out there grilled this weekend? Okay, I definitely did. And I started looking at the grill, what was cooking there. And I started seeing hot dogs, because hot dogs seem like that all-American thing. They put the hot dogs on there, and the kids love the hot dogs. But the hot dogs seem kind of bland. They kind of just lay there, right? So what do you put next to the hot dogs? You put these burgers, these big, beautiful burgers, and you can start to hear the burgers, right? And you can start to hear that as the burgers are cooking, right? And they're just beautiful. And as you flip them over, that grease hits the flame, and again, it's that same sizzle we get over and over again. We love it. And what makes that burger even better? When we're topping it with bacon. Yeah, we take that bacon, and everyone who knows me knows I love my bacon, right? And nothing sizzles quite like bacon. Bacon is the thing that just kind of wakes me up in the morning, all right? And this weekend, I took a look at not only grilling myself, but I went to this great restaurant that they specialize in barbecue and grilling. They had the most incredible burgers, the most incredible ribs, some of the most incredible bacon. And they found what makes them sizzle. They found their way of promoting their business in the right way, the way that they love doing business, that attracted the crowd. I went there on this restaurant's opening day, and I'll give them a shout out. It's the Chicago Culinary Kitchen in Palatine. It was tremendous. They drive home the idea that they have the best meat in town. And this is absolutely delicious, absolutely delicious. And they start out early in the morning. People start lining up because the rule with them is they're going to keep serving food until they run out. So whenever they run out, they're going to close. So they drive home demand. The smell, the excitement of the whole place just absolutely sizzles. Their whole theme is rock and roll, tattoos and skulls, and all this delicious food, this barbecue. It was tremendous. I just loved hanging out in the line, talking with the people who felt that they were in a special club, just waiting in line to get in there to order food. And just my hat's off to them for their incredible marketing effort, because what they did is actually paying off. And what they did was something that all of their food restaurants or companies should look at. This company found their sizzle and they drove it home. So my question to you, like I ask everyone, is what's your bacon? What is your bacon? Now, for me, you saw me sip that coffee, and that kind of wakes me up in the morning. But the thing that really wakes me up in the morning is the smell of bacon. All right. The idea of, we all have seen bacon frying in the pan. All right. But I want you to close your eyes for a second. Can you hear the bacon? It just sounds so good. Now, when you close your eyes and cover your ear, can you picture the bacon? Can you picture it in your mind's eye? Doesn't it get your mouth watering? Okay. Now, some people out there going, nah, Marty, I'm not much of a bacon guy. That's okay. I forgive you. That's all right. But what I want you to do is ask yourself, what's your bacon? What's the thing that gets you up in the morning, gets you excited, makes you run out the door or just run down the stairs wanting to dance and sing? Okay, what's the thing that you can close your eyes and you can still see it? What's the thing that you can cover your ears and you can still hear it? You know, that you can close your eyes and your ears and you can taste it. That's what I want you to find, because once you find your bacon, you can connect it to every aspect of your life. You will become a better salesperson. You will become a better partner. You will become a better father. You will become everything, will be the ultimate, because you have found a way to find your joy, your happiness, and connect it to absolutely everything. Now, in past episodes, I've talked to you a little bit about a guy named Aristotle over 2,000 years ago. This guy really knew his bacon. Okay, he knew what was the thing inside him that he had to get out. So he preached the word. You know, he went out and he was telling everyone about his idea of persuasion. And what's so beautiful about it is this is a guy who was around over 2,000 years ago, but his theory of persuasion still is relevant today. He created this, like I said, over 2,000 years ago, and it's so absolutely beautiful in the way it's done. A lot of you have maybe heard of it as ethos, pathos, and logos, okay? And I'm just going to break it down, and I want you to think about this, and I want to kind of compare it to this restaurant that I went to. So ethos is the credibility, okay? This restaurant, we went there, they brag. They have their awards on the wall of all the barbecue championships that they've won, all the ones that they've entered. They drove home the idea of saying, we're proud. We are proud of our accomplishments and the things that we have done. And that's incredible, because as you're standing in line, waiting, you're looking at this, you're reading all this kind of stuff. He's got some skulls and some other trophies and some things that he's collected over the years. So you get a sense of who the guy is. You start to learn who these people are, okay? And you realize they're a credible source because of all the trophies that they've won. Next is emotional, okay? The idea that he has driven home such a following. While I was waiting in the line, people were telling me, oh, Marty, you've got to try the ribs. Oh, Marty, before you do anything else, have one of the burgers. Marty, you said you like bacon? Have the candied bacon there. Oh, my God. And the desserts. Oh, quit it. Just go for the desserts. You'll absolutely love them. The idea of the emotional connection that these people have done, they've connected so much strong emotion to their food, to their atmosphere, that their customers continue to promote it. It's absolutely incredible. The emotion that they were able to do makes you connect to it, makes me want to go, I want to go there every day. Okay. And lastly is logical. I go into the place, I see how absolutely organized it is. He's got a beautiful line coming through. It's all set so you enter, you order, you get a number, you walk over to the side, you get your order while you're enjoying the restaurant. While you're there, they've also got some people serving you drinks and different things like that, taking care of you. But there was a beautiful logic to the entire atmosphere, to the entire experience that was this restaurant. So I looked at this and I said, I don't know if they realized how absolutely perfect their setup was, but it was astronomical. I want to use this as kind of a model for other restaurants, for other businesses, because they had such a great understanding of their credibility, their emotion, and their logic. And they did it so absolutely wonderful. So if you guys are listening at the Chicago Culinary Kitchen, thank you so much, because I learned a lot from you. All right, next step. This is 2,000 years ago. All right, a little more current. Some people have decided to kind of condense it. And I've gone over this a lot with you. And I just want to continue to drive this home, because if you watch my show every single Monday, right here in the Diamond Factor Experience, that's great. But if you forget everything, because there's a lot of hype and I talk fast and you might go, wow, slow them down. I'm not going to slow down. I want you to remember these three things. These are the most important things that you can take with you. And that is need, desire, and solution. All right. Everyone out there has a need. And it is up to us, the salespeople, to see if we have a solution, if we have the proper solution. And once we realize that we do have the proper solution, the solution that actually fits their needs, not something we're going to twist to fit their needs, but the actual solution that fits their needs, then we have to create the desire. We have to create the desire so the customer falls in love with the idea of solving their problem, solving their pain, looking to us to find pleasure and solutions. That's what we want to do. That's what we've got to do. All right. In the words of a great salesman, probably the greatest salesman of all time. Yes, I'll call him that. The greatest salesman of all time, a guy from the 50s named Elmer Wheeler. From his words was, it is a trick to teach people to desire, but it's not trickery. Okay, it's a trick to get them to think in that direction, but it's not trickery, because what you're doing is you're selling them the actual solution. The thing that actually solves their problem. Anything else, and you're a terrible salesperson. Okay, anything else that you do, you have a customer for a minute. He'll never come back to you. But if, and I'm putting a big if there, if you have the right solution, and they definitely have the need, and you can show them that they have a desire to solve that need with your solution, you will have a customer for life. Not only a customer for life, but you will have a customer who will continue to bring you referrals. That's what you want to do. So since I mentioned one of the greatest salespeople, and like I said, probably the number one salesperson of all time, he just coined the phrase, he has done everything, and that is Elmer Wheeler. One of those guys who I thought so many things through. I learned, I did sales training and stuff, but then when it came right down to it, I said, wow, this guy had it all broken down. So let's get into his 5 lessons. Okay, he was the guy who coined the phrase, don't sell the steak, sell the sizzle. Okay, his idea here was so simple. Nobody buys the cow. Nobody wants to say, I'll just take that steak. They want to picture the sizzle. They want to hear the sizzle. Okay, that's why when you're in a restaurant and someone walks by, the waiter's walking by holding that food up, you look and you go, oh, what's that guy going to have? Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks great. That's why in some of the other restaurants, you'll see pictures of the food, and the pictures have got to be absolutely beautiful. Everything's about selling the sizzle. Okay, the sizzle is more than just the benefit. Okay, because everyone talks about the features and the benefits, but it's more than just a benefit. It is the thing that you are going to fall in love with. Okay, that whole idea, that sizzle of going, I want that experience. And so when I look at that restaurant that I went to this weekend definitely sold the sizzle. I was more excited on the outside of the restaurant, almost. I was more excited on the outside than I hadn't even stepped foot in the place. I wanted to be part of this experience. I wanted to be friends with these people. I wanted to be part of this club. So they definitely sold the sizzle. They knew how to pull me in at such a deep, deep level. It was absolutely tremendous. So think about that. Whenever you are selling a product, whenever you are pushing your idea, pushing a service, you have a thought or a dream that you want to convey to someone else. You can always talk about features. You can always talk about the logic in it. You can talk about some of the benefits, okay? What you really need to do is find the sizzle. It's the special thing within you, within your product, within your dream, within your service that separates it from everyone else, puts the consumer in the position where they go, I absolutely need this in a level deeper inside me than I ever understood. That's what I mean by finding your sizzle. Now, it doesn't end there. After you find your sizzle, and I love this line, don't write telegraph. Now, a lot of you are going, telegraph? What are you talking about? This guy kind of gives you an idea about how long ago this guy wrote this stuff. And if we can trust Aristotle, who was over 2,000 years ago, we can certainly trust Elmer Wheeler, who was back from the 1950s. Okay, you got to think that's like 70 years ago. He wrote this type of stuff up. His idea here was don't write telegraph. In other words, when you are presenting your first idea, your first message, your first 10 words are more important than the next 1,000 or 10,000. Because if you don't get your idea across, if you don't get that sizzle across quickly, that customer is just going to walk away. Okay, we live in a world where we have so many options, so many ideas, so many decisions to make, and so many opportunities to buy from so many different sources. If I don't capture their attention within the first 10 words, the first 10 seconds, okay, I could lose that customer forever. And what I love about this was back in the 50s, he realized I needed to grab your attention in 10 seconds. He realized that in the 1950s. Today, psychologists are looking at this and they're saying, wow, the attention span is dropping even quicker than that. It's 8 seconds, maybe 6 seconds, that if we don't flash an ad in front of you that really captures your attention, if it doesn't show our sizzle within the first 6 to 8 seconds, we lose you because someone else is coming up with a different color, a different blast. So it's the same when you're giving a speech and you're giving a toast at a wedding, let's say. If you don't say something right in the beginning, boom, that grabs everyone's attention, you've lost them forever. So I want you to think about that. Don't just write telegraph words, ding, 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 ding. You're limited to the amount of words you can say. That's what's so amazing about it. I'm working with another group, Mensa, all right, and so, helping them with their sales and marketing and trying to drive up membership. And what we're doing is we're writing slogans, ideas, headlines, etc. And I keep telling them what we need to do is keep condensing it, make them smaller and smaller, keep the same idea, the same feeling, the same emotion, but in as few words as possible. Because that's what it's all about. If you can convey the same idea in 3 words, in 5 words, in 10 words, the same idea that you want to convey in a whole paragraph, you're going to win. You want to make it as short as possible. Grab their attention, make them want to hear more. All right, so now we've got our sizzle. We've got the idea that we've got to drive home attention so quickly. What's next? Say it with flowers. Okay, I love this one because I love these sayings because they just remind me of the 1950s. This guy was tremendous because he broke it down so quickly. Notice all the sayings are really compact. He doesn't go into much detail with these. Okay, so the idea here, back then, he realized early on what you do is while you're talking and you're saying something, nod yes. Like, isn't this a great idea? Yeah, you'll love this. This is exactly what you need. That nod, that movement, those gestures make the other person you're talking to also nod because they're mirroring you. They want to feel comfortable. Just like those people who are waiting outside the line, they want to feel part of that group. It's part of us. It's in our DNA that we do not want to be hermits. We don't want to be left alone. So if I'm nodding like that, okay, you are nodding as well. Okay. And as I'm pitching the idea and I'm getting excited, what I want you to do is I do want you to nod. Not that it's trickery, but it also reminds you that what you're saying is true. Yeah, this is exactly what I want you to do. Do that, and your customer starts nodding, and it's very difficult for them to say, no, I don't want it, because they have to stop and shake their head. A completely different movement. So when he said, say it with flowers, what he meant was, what are your gestures? What are you doing? How are you getting the customer involved in this? You know, when I hand flowers to my wife, I see her face light up. Okay. It's a completely different experience than if I say, hey, I should buy you flowers. Okay. The actual act of doing it, handing her the flowers, letting her touch the flowers, letting her smell the flowers, making her realize that I love her in a deep, deep way. Okay. Now she realizes it, and this connection just builds even stronger. And I want you to do that with your customers as well. You're showing a product, let them touch the product, let them feel the product, let them smell the product. Okay. It depends. At this restaurant, let them taste the product. Anything in order to get them involved, to make a connection and establish stronger credibility. That's what it is to say it with flowers. Okay. So I want you to definitely start doing that. Now, after saying it with flowers, some of the other things you got to keep in mind is one of my favorites of all time. Don't ask if, ask which. In other words, remember I bring up Miller Lite, the beer. They created this so wonderfully. When they created light beer, they were among the first to create a diet beer, let's call it, and it was less calories. So their whole ad campaign was less filling, tastes great, less filling. And they used to have sports stars that would fight over it to say, no, I drink it because it tastes great. No, I drink it because it's less filling. And it made me, part of the audience, have to choose one or the other. And it was brilliant, because no matter what I chose, the answer was Genuine Draft or Miller Lite, I meant. No matter what I chose their product. That's what's so beautiful about it. So don't ask a person, so are you interested in this? No, because they can say no. You say, are you interested in the burger or the ribs? Okay. Are you interested in the bacon or the delicious desserts? All right. Because my answer is going to be choosing one or maybe choosing both. Sure, sometimes people are going to go, never mind, I don't want any of that. But the idea is you will increase your sales by giving them a choice. All right. That's why the menus at these restaurants are so full, because you get a choice under every option. All these different types of meats. It's fantastic. It's the way to properly do business. Okay. I look at it right now. Remember a short time ago, there was a big chicken sandwich war. Okay. Popeye's Chickens came out and said, oh, we have the best chicken sandwich forever, of all time. And people were flocking to it. Burger King came out and said, no, we have a new chicken sandwich that's even better. And before you know it, you were fighting between the two. And people were saying, oh, yeah, Burger King is really good. No, Popeyes is the best. Fighting back and forth, trying to choose between the two. And in reality, both restaurants are owned by the same parent company. So what they did was they created a situation to say, they didn't ask, would you like a chicken sandwich? They asked, which chicken sandwich would you like, Burger King or Popeyes? And either way, they win. So I want you to think about that as well. All right. Last but not least is watch your bark. Your bark. Remember, it's not just what you say, but it's how you say it. Now, when you listen to me, you hear me, my voice fluctuates. I lean into you because I've got a message I want to share with you. It's important to me. This is legitimate. This is completely credible because this is my sizzle. This is my bacon. This is the stuff I believe in such a deep level, and I want to share it with you. That's why I'm here every Monday morning. All right. So it's the way you say it. And notice I tell people I talk with my shoulders sometimes. I talk with my knees as I squat down, and I just talk with my entire body because it means something to me. The message I want to share with you is so very important. So don't come out and say, so which chicken sandwich is better? Do you like Burger King or Popeye? No. Tell them that there's a reason to be excited. Show them there's a reason to be excited. Same with the restaurant we went to. They're pumping music in the background, not too loud, but just the right volume to make you just fall in love with the atmosphere. Okay, the people are dressed right. The people are tattooed up, but not to the point of being offensive. Just the right. I looked around. I could have spent the entire day taking pictures and learning from the way that they did this. Absolutely wonderful place, and I want you to think the same thing. The way you talk is just as important as what you're talking about. And these people at the Chicago Culinary Kitchen are just the most friendly people. I encourage you to watch all the shows here on the Diamond Factor Experience, because you're going to meet some of the most friendly people who are pouring out of their heart. They have found their bacon. They know what sizzles, and they want to share it with you. So to kind of close this up before my screen goes black, what I want to do is I want you to understand what your sizzle is. And so I created this form for you, and it's your mission. It's the way for you to find your mission. So I've talked before about what's your bacon. That's this whole area here where you're going to write the things that you love to do. Okay, the things that just really bring you joy. Remember, like I said, it's the things that wake you up in the morning. It could be a cup of coffee, could be a pound of bacon. Okay, whatever it is, what is it that gets you up and dancing in the morning? That's what I want you to list here. Then what you do is, while you're listing it, fold the paper, then flip to the other side and ask yourself, what does the world need? Something that I have that the world needs. What can I provide? Okay, I can provide sales coaching. I can provide teaching for kids. This restaurant can provide incredible food. Barbara can provide some additional diamonds to sit here and share their information with you. These are the things the world needs, but you start listing the things that the world needs that you think you can provide. When you open them up and you find what your bacon is and what the world needs, and you find the combination, oh, you will explode with success. Absolutely explode with success. So I want you to download that sheet right away. And you're going to ask, all right, Marty, where do I get the sheet? It's the same place every week. I want you to go to this address, masterhappiness.com, the secret / the secret. It's all one word. And you're going to see this page. And underneath the picture of Barbara here, there's a little diamond. Okay. That diamond is the secret between us. The only people who know about it is me and you, the viewer. And that this form, you click on that and that form will come and you can download it and print it out. It's my gift to you. All right. Because I want you to sizzle. All right. Think about all the grilling you did this weekend and picture yourself as that burger. Picture yourself as that bacon. Just, all right. I want that excitement to explode and I want you to share that with the rest of the world. So download that right away. Fill this up. It's only up for 1 week until I get here next week. We're going to talk about something completely different. So I'm really hoping that you will download this really quickly. And so keep in mind, my name is Marty Jalove with Master Happiness. I am here every Monday at 8 a.m. on the Diamond Factor Experience with Barbara Beckley. And if you need to get a hold of me, go to here, masterhappiness.com/the secret. We will continue to talk about more and more stuff just to make your life sizzle. So whether you're pushing a product or a service, whether you are selling barbecue, whether you are talking about bacon, whatever you are doing, you are always, always selling. And if you're not having fun, you're selling too hard. So I want
Haiti borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running. 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who, without Mrs. B, might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
It always does it to me. Always does it to me. Well, it doesn't do it to me. I do it to me, right? We got to put the blame where the blame is. If the mic or if the sound is on mute, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it, right? It's Barbara's fault. It's Barbara's fault. How are we doing this Monday? So we just had our dosage of Mr. Marty Jalove. I love his last name, Jalove. And I appreciate him so much. I appreciate him, and I appreciate all the other experts that come on to the Diamond Factor Experience show with Barbara Beckley and guests, because they pour their heart out. They take the time and they come here and they really just pour their heart out, and just to be like just that person to kind of give you that little upbeat, and I know a lot of times we can't always be upbeat. I mean, somebody told me last week, they said, Barbara, I can't always do that every day. I can't do it. And, and I get it, because you have them days. I get it. We're human. We got those days that sometimes we don't feel such an upbeat. Not all yee. Sometimes it's like yee. And I get it. But another person, it's funny, because I had one person tell me that last week, and I had somebody tell me over the weekend. They said, but Barbara, you have to choose. You have to choose. And I was like, that's a different perspective. It's one thing to say, well, I'm not feeling like that. And they were saying, well, if a person's saying that, they're already choosing to feel a certain way. They're already choosing to say, I want to let what little bad thing might have happened this morning, or something that might have went kind of whatever. I'm just going to let that dictate the whole day to me. So why does your whole day have to be ruined just because something might have happened that morning or something happened that afternoon? Learn from it, let it guide you, and move forward. And that's what they were telling me. They said, but you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. And I was like, that's a good thought. I said, I never thought of it like that. So when you think of everything that you do in life, you have to choose. You choose that. It's not like somebody says, okay, feel bad. Okay, feel sad. Okay, feel good. Okay, feel really good. We're not robots. You do the choosing of what you want to do. So I just want to put this right here for you. And I was like, okay, I want to start thinking that way more. I want to start thinking that way more because I had to make that choice to feel either way. So just putting some here. I'm getting my sponsors together. See, our sponsors help pave the way here for the show. So, yeah. So I want to give you some enlightening. I always go into my little book of positivity here and give you something that you can move towards. Let's see. I had something, but then I said, nah, I think I want to change it up this morning. Okay. Talking about action. Talking about action in your words. Okay. Your words can never speak louder than your action. When you think of kindness, maybe you think of some big grand gesture in order for it to count. Not so. Not so. A gentle word, a smile, or any small token of kindness can make all the difference in another person's day. It is not what you say or do, it is about your intentions while performing this kindness. Encourage others, stop and really listen to what other people are saying to you. Today, think about your words before you say them. Enjoy your day. I like this book. This is all joy. And if you want more of this wonderful, wonderful wisdom, this is by Mrs. Mary Ellen. This is her book. I always read from her book. It's called Taking Responsibilities, Unleashing Trust Healing. Unleashing Trust Healing. It's 366 daily truths to guide you. I like it says 366. 65, 365. So words can never speak louder than your actions. So let's take a hold of this. When you think of kindness, maybe you think of some big grand gesture in order for it to count. Not so. A gentle word or a smile or any small token of kindness can make a difference in it. So you don't have to be such a, oh, da 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 da, I did a grand gesture, I'd help this person out. Oh, you don't have to do all that. It could be the really mild, just saying, you know what? You're awesome today. You're amazing today. I just really appreciate you so much. And in order, to do that, I want to give you a token. And you give them that token. You just give it to them. And you know what? That can create a big explosion in a person's life than somebody saying, hi, you are just awesome, great, you're wonderful. And I'm not saying not to do that because some people, everybody's personality is different. Sometimes you want to go out and do that. But I'm just letting people know that it can be the soft tone that you give somebody to give them that grand gesture that they need in their life. And, your intentions. What's your intentions? What's behind what you do? See, I always tell people, I said, I'm giving this because I want something in return from them. Or I'm giving this because I want them to really, really understand and know that, hey, I'm the one, and they better understand that. Or if I'm giving them something because I just want to give them something. I just want to be kind and say that I appreciate them. That I just want to give them something to say that, you know what? Good job. Keep going. Keep leveling up in life. I think out of the 1, 2, and 3, I think 3 is the best when it comes to intentions. If you're always looking for something to get back when somebody gives you something, I'm here to tell you that's the wrong intentions. That's the wrong intentions. Every time I give or I do something for somebody, unless it's a job, okay, now say if you're working on a project and you're doing something, they're supposed to do something back. I mean, that's work. I mean, that's part of it. But this just in general, if you're doing something for somebody, you shouldn't look. Let me put it in my case, I don't really look for something to come back. Hopefully the only thing, the thing that would be nice and automatic would be that they would respect you and say thank you. I mean, that would be a good gesture, right? Coming back. But even if they don't do that, I don't always look in, okay, people have to give me something in return that I gave them. Because you know what? What happens is in the universe, in the world, it is talking all the time. The universe is always floating around. And when they see that you're a giver, they see that you're, generous, they see that you're just doing it because things will come in your world and you'll be like, oh, where'd that come from? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, wow. How did that happen? Things will come to you automatically. They will. They really will. The other day, we'll use this example. The other day, because every month, as hopefully everybody does, we go through our budget. We go through what we had to pay and our bills and just in general, right? So every time I get paid, basically, paid either my business or just my job during the day, because I got my dual person worker here, corporate in the day, business by night, and every other time. So I was just looking at everything and say, I really shouldn't be paying so much money on cable. I really should be paying so much money on my internet. I said, something's not right. I said, I'm just me, really. It's nobody else really around. I have no children that's, getting online or anything. I said, why is this bill so high? And then I looked at my light bill and I was like, whoa. I said, why am I paying so much for this? So, I just said, I said, I could do one or two things here. I could sit there and just keep paying it and just don't even think about it and don't ask questions. Or let me pick up the phone and see what's going on. So I called both providers. And before I called them, I said, universe, well, I said, God, because I believe in Jesus. I said, God, I'm really trying to budget here, and I don't want to be paying no extra money that I shouldn't pay. I just hope these calls go smoothly. I don't want to have no back and forth and they're telling me this and that, or just whatever the deal may be with this bill. Because I just really feel like this is just too high. Something's wrong with this picture. So, I just put it out there, right? And I called both providers. I called my, my electric bill people providers, and I called the internet and cables together. And I'm telling you, both phone calls, I just called and said, hi, my name is Barbara Beckley. I was calling regarding my bill. I noticed it was just a little bit tad high. And it's been that way for like a few months, like over 6 months. And I'm just kind of noticing this. And I'm like, okay, I can't be paid. I want to put money where money need to go. I mean, I want to help people. I don't want to be putting money in pockets on, cable and internet and the phone and stuff. I said, it's crazy. I know I got to pay for the service, but I think it's a little bit too high. So I was telling them that, I was looking at the bill and I was saying that. And they said, oh, Miss Beckley, do you know that we had to go out, this is for the light bill, we had to go out and found out that your meter was hooked up to your neighbor's meter, and that's why it was doubling. So what we're going to do for you, we're going to credit your account for the last 5 months, and then moving forward, you're getting $100-something off because of that mistake that we made. Now, I'm thinking to myself, first I was like, hey, that worked. I like that. See, the universe has helped me out here. And then the other question I had was, well, when were you going to call and tell me that this happened? I was like, okay, so I had to call you, but I said, because I really wanted to go there a little bit. Like, well, but sometimes, just the shutting of the mouth helps a lot. Sometimes you don't need to go there. Sometimes you just need to let these things flow. Like if they're telling you all this, what they're going to do, maybe don't ask that many questions and just this deal with the flow. Like I said, just go with the flow. So I went with the flow. And then I called, so that was good. And then I called my phone. And I said, okay, now, I said, this help with the cable and internet, may as well help with the phone. Call the phone people. And I called them. I said, look, I was just noticing that my phone bill's like, and I understand. I mean, I have 2 phones, but then I got a deal on the second one because I got an iPhone and I got an Android. And I said, I had a deal on another one. So why all of a sudden I'm paying all this? And they're like, oh my God, you're right, Miss Beckley. You know what? We want to give you a discount for the next 2 years for this. We're going to take off $55. I don't know where $55, but hey, again, don't ask the question. Don't ask questions if they're helping you out sometime. They said, we're going to take off $55 off your phone. And I think that will help a lot for you. Would that help you a lot? I'm like, yeah, that'll help me a whole lot. I said, oh, okay. So how long is it last again? They said, oh, it's going to be 2 years. I said, oh, because you've been such a loyal customer. And yes, you did get a discount. And it looks like there was some things going on in the background. So we're going to make sure that we take care of you. I was like, hey, you taking care of me. Another one. So 2 bills got cut down because one, I was believing in not getting all upset about it, just making that phone call, just asking the question. 2, like I said, attitude, your words, so important. How you express yourself. How do you, listen? And that's the 3rd, listening, active listening. I active listened to them instead of sitting there just going into, well, my bill, I don't understand why it's so high. It don't make no sense. I'm paying all this money every month. And what is going on? And you know what? I just asked the question and I was really calm and cool because I told myself, I said, either way it goes, you know what? Either way it goes, it's a win-win. I mean, I have service. Okay, I'm paying whatever. I wouldn't want to pay less. But you know what? The universe spoke. God spoke in my life and basically helped me out with some bills. Now, a lot of people might sit there and say, well, Barbara, that's just 2 bills. It's not that big of a deal, whatever. But if you would use that in everything in your life, just to believe that, things will come if you just calm it down, if you take it in stride, if you ask the questions, if you do active listening, you never know what you're going to get out of it. You never know. So, it's good to speak up, but it's the way how you speak up is important. It all goes by. It was funny, Marty, this morning when he was just talking about the way, you present yourself, the way people perceive you. I mean, if you're always looking like the angry woman, like for me, if I'm always talking about I'm the angry woman, or I even put it like this, the angry black woman. You're the angry black woman. You always look like upset. I'm upset about everything. I don't like nothing. Like, oh my God, I got to work with you. Somebody might look at me and say, really? What's wrong with her? But what happened to her day? What's going on with her? So and people are gonna be like, they're gonna move away. They're gonna move away quickly. I know I would. I would move away from myself if I was acting that way. So but you have them days, and you have to, like, if you have those days, you talk to yourself and you say, self. That's what I do. I'm just keeping it real. I say, self, I'm having a bad day. I see I'm having kind of those days. So what I need to do is kind of take it in stride, take it back, do the Usha moment, count to 10, 12, 20, whatever you got to do, and just let it, just let it simmer down. Just let it simmer down. And like I said earlier, just because you start off maybe on the day is kind of that doesn't mean you have to take the whole day that way. The whole day doesn't have to be just because your morning. You know how some people say in the morning, I'm just having a bad day. It started this morning. My coffee spilled on me. Then I had to change my clothes. And then I couldn't have the right clothes. And then I found I had a meeting. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to have this meeting. And I'm not prepared for it. And then my manager, the thing's like a snowball effect. But somewhere in the middle, you have to tell yourself, okay, I have to choose to respond a certain way with what's going on in my life right now. I choose that. No one else is going to choose that. Some people be like, well, no, it was their fault. They're the ones that made the meeting. Or no, it was, the coffee spilled and I don't know, somebody didn't leave out the coffee pot. It's always, throw somebody else there. I'm like, no. I don't care what's going on. And I know some people might sit there and look at me and say, no, but I don't agree with that. But it's true. We make the choice if we're going to respond to it a certain way. So we have to make sure that we understand, first of all, our mood, what we're dealing with, look at ourselves. And then when somebody starts slam dumping stuff in our face, then we have to say to ourselves, okay, am I going to sit there and go off? Or I'm going to sit there and just keep it calm and then move forward. And just keep your peace. Keep your peace. I always tell people, you keep your peace. No one else but you keeps your own peace. You could sit there until the cows come home and say, well, they did this. They did this. I said, I don't want to hear they. I want to hear you. What did you do? What did you decide to do? How did you decide to respond? How did you decide how you feel? Okay, then I'd be like that. I'd be looking to myself, what did you do? What did you say? And then some people's like, well, why does that sound like blaming on me? I don't want to blame me. It's not all about me. So it's all about other people. No, and when it all comes down to it, it's you, because you have to make that choice in your mind to say, am I going to go this way or am I going to go that way? So I'm going to read this before I sign off. Wow, this went quick on a Monday right after the holiday. This went quick. So your words can never speak louder than your actions. When you think of kindness, maybe you think of something big, grand gesture in order for it to count. Not so. A gentle word, a smile, or any small token of kindness can make all the difference in another person's day. It's not what you say or do, it's about your intentions. About your intentions. While performing this kindness, encourage others. Stop and really listen to what the other person is saying. It is time to do active listening. Always do that active listening. Always think about what that person's saying. They're talking to you for a reason, not for you to sit there and tell them in the back of your mind, be quiet so I can say what I have to say. I know you ran through people like that. I know I run through it myself, and sometimes I did it myself, where a person's talking and you're so busy, like, okay, I can't wait to get done. I can't wait to get done because I got to say something. I have the idea. It's in my head. I want to say it. I got to say it right now. I wish they'll be quiet. Would they be quiet? And I'm thinking to myself, did you hear anything that they said? Did you even hear them say their name correctly? Did you listen to what they had to say to you? They're taking the time out to talk to you about something. You're so busy talking about, I got to say what I got to say. I got to say what I got. And sometimes in a conversation, it might not be for you to say anything except for you to listen for what they're saying because they need that ear. So think about that. Stop and realize listening to what a person is saying, active listening. Today, think about your words before you say them. Think about those words before you say them. And I'm telling you, it will bring you a long way. Because I've learned through the past, through the present, and I know through the future that there were certain things that I said that I've said, and I'm like, ooh, I should have waited, or maybe I should have took some time out on that, like a time out for myself, or ooh, did I say it like that? Yeah. You can't take stuff back. When words come out your mouth, when you go whoop, they're out there. They are. Your words are out. Once you say something, they are out there. So that's why you have to make sure that you just go into yourself and say, I don't think this is it right now. So with that said, everybody, I hope you had a wonderful, amazing weekend and holiday yesterday. Happy 4th to everybody. If I didn't get a chance to say it last week, it's nice because I'm off today. I can't believe it. I said, wow, we are off today from my job during the day. It feels good. I said, oh, I think I'm going to go out and maybe go to the lake or something and read a book or something. Something just kind of nice and soothing before I have to start the rest of the week this week. But I ask you, first of all, I give an ask. Please let everybody know about the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley. Come on 5 times out the week from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock Central Time, 9 to 10. Am I right? Yeah, 9 to 10 Eastern Time. And then all the other time zones, I always tell everybody, just kind of figure that one out because I don't want to have to list all the time zones. I think those are the main two. We bring you, like I said, motivation. We bring you we educate, and we bring you awareness to this particular platform. And if anyone wants to come on and be a guest on the show, I would love to have you. I always want to make sure people understand what they do, what they're about, what their backstory is, and how they just made such an impact in the world. And I'm telling you, each and every one of you makes a huge impact because you're here in this world, in this universe, and you have a purpose. So I want you to understand that. Come to the show. Just contact me through Messenger, through Facebook, or you can email me at the Diamond Factor Experience at gmail.com. And we would love to have you on the show. And tomorrow we have a Neri in the Impact Hour. She'll be coming on with some impact to give you some wonderful tips on impacting your life, how to impact yourself, how to impact others, and all that good stuff. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. See you, and remember, always let your diamond shine in you, and that's what I call your PPD, your purpose, your passion, and your drive. You take care. See you in the morning.